What drives me absolutely crazy are these so-called professional handicappers on Twitter and on social media who go on these streaks where they don't do so well 1 day, 2 days, or a week. And it happens, and we all know it happens, okay? But you don't have to cry about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a goddamn week, okay? I get it. It doesn't make you transparent. It makes you a crybaby. And even worse, it makes you somebody I would never in a million years want to do business with. Why would you post, I mean, consistently? I'm talking, and you guys know exactly what I'm seeing it. You guys have seen it. Why would I ever spend money with a service or a handicapper who has just spent the last 8 days telling me what a loser they are? What are you doing? Don't run from your losses. Nobody's asking you to run for them. Listen, I lost. This was either I made the right decision, it was just a bad bounce, it was a bad beats are a part of the game, or you know what, it didn't go well, but you forget about it and you move on and you don't dwell on it. These handicappers right now, tip number one, guys, if you are looking for a service or somebody to help you when it comes to sports betting, then what I would do is look through the timeline of any one of these so-called professionals, okay? And if they spent an extended amount of time telling you and crying about the fact that they weren't, oh my God, I can't believe it, it's been horrible. Oh my God, don't ever use them. Don't ever use them. Absolutely avoid them like all hell. I have Ralph Michaels on this show every week from WagerTalk.com, and that's why I love the guys on WagerTalk.com, because none of these guys are like this. Ralph came on this show once here over the last 4 times, I think once, right? Ralph had given out a 4 or 5% bet, and unfortunately it didn't hit. You know what he did? He came on the show. He apologized for it. He broke it down as to why he chose what he chose and, unfortunately, why it didn't go the way he did. And then you know what Ralph did? He never talked about it again, ever. He didn't spend the next 4 shows talking about, oh, my God, I can't believe I didn't win. I can't believe. So please do me a favor, okay, handicappers. If you are going to claim to be this professional of all professionals, okay, then be that. Be a damn professional and understand that anybody who's going to purchase picks from you, okay, and purchase your wisdom and you doing all the legwork, and don't make it seem like there are the guys that are, especially the guys that come on this show, they're spending hours upon hours a day and a week handicapping these games and going into the numbers and the stats. There is a lot of work that goes into being a professional handicapper, and you're only looking at 54% as being truly ahead of the game. There's a lot of work that goes into it, okay? But everybody understands that inherently you are not going to win all the time, and there are going to be plays that just don't work out, okay? But when we say transparency, transparency isn't crying, okay, every time a play doesn't come through for you. And even worse, if there's a couple of days where they're not bouncing, the ball's not bouncing in your favor, and you do not continue to apologize every 30 seconds and make excuses about it. Nobody gives a shit. And more importantly, nobody wants to do business with a loser. Nobody. Oh, look at this guy. Look at the last 8 days. He's been crying how he's 1-9 in college basketball, and he hasn't stopped crying about it. Why don't I go ahead and spend money with him? What are you doing? Admit it. Say, listen, didn't win. This is why I didn't win. It was either I miscalculated on this, or I did this. I will never have a problem with a handicapper who tells me, didn't win that game, man. You know, I really thought this was what was going to happen. Unfortunately, it didn't come out. Great, because I understand the reasoning. Either I'm going to agree with your reasoning or I was going to disagree with you, but ultimately, you give me the pick, and I decide for myself if I'm going to play it. So it's not your fault. It's not the handicapper's fault. It's my fault for playing the bets. I either agree with you or I disagree with you. What I don't do is bitch and moan about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and cry like, oh my God, I'm not going to run away from it. I'm going to stay. No. Nobody wants to do business with you. Nobody. And those people will never be on this show. I can promise you we will not be bringing any crybabies on this show making excuses for themselves or apologizing every time a pick doesn't go their way. Sorry, don't have enough time for it. We only want winners on this show. That's who we bring on. Guys that aren't afraid to say, hey, you know what? I was right. I was wrong. Next game. That's it. And that's all we're looking for here on this show. That's why we're bringing you guys like Money Pick Matt and Ralph Michaels and the captain and Mark Lawrence and Joe D'Amico and these guys and the whole crew that's going to be coming on Sports Picks 365. These guys are the real deal. They know, here's my reasoning. Here's what happened. It either worked or it didn't work, but you know what? We got a whole new slate of games to go. Let's stop focusing on what's not happening, and let's try to start focusing on what will happen.